Hey FLOSSTUBE, it's Lee from Creative Lee, coming to you from Kawerau, still the Bay of Plenty, with FLOSSTUBE number 30. I think today's 21st of June. I missed last week. Two things. One, life just didn't happen. And the other thing is I actually haven't done that much stitching, so there wasn't really too much to talk about other than my complicated life. So, yeah. Excuse me, asthma. The last couple of weeks have been up and down again. Poor old Dad. He's been in and out of hospital since I last did a video. Yeah, he did come out, and then we had to go back to get something fixed, and we had to come back, and then he got admitted again. Got out again on Friday. Fingers crossed we've got the edema under control. His leg is healing. He was sent to Tauranga Hospital for an echo scan. Apparently things are okay, whatever that means. He is suffering from a bit of arrhythmia, but it's more rhythm, not pace. So, at this stage, nothing until his cardiac follow-up, which I have no idea when that is anymore. In theory, it was 6 to 9 weeks after surgery. It's been 4 weeks. I feel like we're sort of starting from scratch again, but he is improving. It's just so slow. But if he continues to get stronger over the next week, hopefully, you know, perhaps not the weekend coming, but the weekend after, I can head back to, or even that week, head back to Wellington and try and get my life back under control. It's been hard. Work's been hard. I'm actually not going to be working the next 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm just like not going to be working. It's going to be a combination of leave and compassionate leave, I guess, family leave. It's just too hard, and there are some things going down that I just can't do remotely. That's fine. It'll be fine. It's just hard at the moment. I've been helping. I'm a member of the New Zealand Cross Stitch Facebook group, and recently Judith, one of the members in that, has mooted the idea of setting up a stitching retreat for Wellington, and I had kind of been thinking about the same thing, so I was like, so let me help. So there's a small group of us have been organising that, and there is if you're a New Zealand stitcher, I know there's a few who follow me, but I think most of you are members. If you're not members of the New Zealand Cross Stitch Facebook group, head on over there and join, or if you're interested just in the retreat, there's a Facebook group called 2020 Wellington Stitching Retreat, and I'll pop a link in the doobly-doo for you to go to if you're interested in registering for that. It's going to be 31 October to 1 November, so 2 days. We haven't quite decided on the venue yet. We've got a few options. It does depend on numbers, so depending on how much interest we get by the end of this month and pre-registration, we'll then finalise the space. It could be in Karori, it could be in Newlands or Tawa, I think are the three, or might even be Petone as well. So we've got a few options. The numbers will be capped to, let's say less than 70 probably. At least 30, could be closer to 50-ish. Depends on pre-registration. It's going to be pretty no frills. I mean, we are in, humble old New Zealand. I think what our mantra is maximum impact for minimum effort. We're looking at keeping the cost pretty low. Our philosophy is rather than give you a whole lot of loot that we've chosen for you, we'd rather you have money in your pocket to buy your own loot, and to be like a small goodie bag. We'll probably have some other things. We haven't finalised them yet. We've got a planning meeting at the end of the month, whether we're going to do a swap or we definitely will have a swaps table, I guess. Bring in your old charts or things stash you don't want, so we can swap that. And Catherine from Country Stitch will have a trade table, so save up your money for all your fabric. So anyway, it should be cool to meet other people from an accommodation perspective, we'll let people know if there's once we've confirmed the venue, what the best accommodation options are. I'm happy. I'm going to be managing potential billeting. If people are happy to have someone stay, I'm certainly happy to have someone stay in my house for a night or two, and pick someone up if they don't have a car or need to pick it up from an airport or whatever. So once we've got the numbers, we'll then be approaching people about some of that detail. So if people are a bit worried about costs and stuff, if they have to come in from out of town, I'm sure we can keep it real chill and stuff. So yeah, as I said, it should be really fun. I think, did I say 31 October to 1 November are the 2 days, the Saturday and the Sunday. This is basically just see how it goes. As I said, who knows, maybe this will be a thing, right? And we can expand and do it again next year and up the ante and what have you. But yeah, anyway, it's kind of fun having something else to think about. Yeah, so that's, again, links down below if you're a Kiwi. Obviously, if you're not a Kiwi, not in New Zealand, you're not going to be able to get into New Zealand. Our borders are still closed, probably, who knows, right? I reckon a while. So yeah, anyway, that's kind of cool. Stash-wise, I don't even know what I'm doing. I have bought some, okay, I did bite the bullet and haven't printed them off yet, but I bought Catherine Manning Design sunrise and sunset patterns. I think I mentioned them last video, and they are beautiful. They're part of her, I can't remember now, Star Quilt, Shooting Star collection. And then I decided I'll order some fabric. I want to do them on, I'm going to do them on 20 count Aida. I've never stitched on 20, but I figure, of course, your coverage is going to be it's going to be similar to 40 count, right, over 1. But, sorry, 20 count over 1 is going to be similar to 40 count over 2. And a little bit better than 18, a little bit denser than 18, but not so ridiculous as like the 1 over 1 on 28 that I'm doing, which is, I like the finished product, but I don't enjoy the stitching as much as if I would on something a little bit bigger. So I found a dyer in France who's had a couple of Aidas over dyed 20 count that sort of in the right tones, so that I'm not going to get any white peeking through. So I ordered a lovely tangerine colour for sunset and a yellowy, goldeny yellow for sunrise. So I think they'll be really nice. And even if I don't see the fabric around, anyway, not sure until I finish them sometime in the far future whether I will leave a border around the outside or not. But yeah, once the fabric arrives, I'll get them all kind of kitted up just so they're ready there to start when I feel like it, and show you my decision, show you the fabric, obviously. Got a few parcels still on the way. I probably will beat them home. I know I've got a book, but that's it doesn't matter. I've got a book coming. I've got, I think, my monthly Country Stitch fabric subscription for the Rainbow Club arrived. I've got a friend collecting my mail and she said there's something here from Country Stitch, so that will be the June fabric will have arrived, so it's going to be cool when I get home. I've got still my prize, my giveaway that I won from Fortnight Fabrics, plus a piece of fabric I purchased from them. That's in transit. Last seen heading through leaving Ho Chi Minh City on the 9th of June. Haven't had an update since then. I've got my April and May fabric and floss from Victorian Motto on its way. That will arrive there. That was last seen in June, going through somewhere in the States. I can't remember which mail centre. So that's on its way. And there's something else that oh yeah, and then of course the fabric from this, I think it's Tom and Lily or something, the Etsy seller for the fabric for Sunrise and Sunset. So that's on its way from France. So I've got all the mail coming in. But yeah, that's pretty much that. I still have a giveaway to post. I'm so sorry. I'll definitely get that in the mail this week. Every time I think about it and I go to get something to post it in, the post kiosk is closed. Like, I just haven't been able to get to a post kiosk during business hours, because there's no post office or anything around, or post shop where I am. It's just a counter at the chemist, and the chemist is open weird hours. So what else? I have not been watching much FLOSSTUBE. I'm very, very behind. I just haven't been watching much FLOSSTUBE. I mean, I'm not going to be able to catch up. I did go through and do a bit of a cull the other day. There's a few people that I started following because people go, oh, they really, and I'm just like, you know what, they're not my cup of tea. And if I've got to choose, excuse me, if I have to choose, oh, there's nothing in it. Doesn't this look like a vase? These were glasses that Dad got from one of those supermarket things. You know, you get some stickers, buy some groceries, get stickers, and if you get enough, you get a glass. And he chose that. He's got two. They look like vases. So he goes, oh, get me a drink in that cut glass. I'm like, what, the vase? You want a vase of water? But they are nice and big. Dad's having a sleep at the moment, so I thought I'd get this video up and out. And you might hear the washing machine going, I'm sorry, it's just... So I picked up my Halloween Quaker. Here you go, Tara, I did pick it up. Tara's the 805 stitcher, which in theory we're doing a stitch along, but we kind of crap at doing those. She stitches all the things, and I just hadn't picked this up. So yeah, Halloween Quaker by Lila's Studio, and I'm doing it on 40 count Halloween smoke linen from Country Stitch. Started in April, and I'm doing a combination of called for and some substitutions that I got from Nina's Threads, just to give them a go. Yeah, and here I am here. So since you last saw it, I put in this little heart, that little thing, this. Still haven't done the eyes on that blimmin' bat, have I? Nope. Okay. And I worked my way up here. Then I got that. Might have done those, can't remember. And then the hat and this one. This heart down here on the pattern, it has an H or a W in it. What does it have? There's an H and then there's a W that's over here. Apparently stands for Halloween, and I'm like, I don't think I'm going to do that. So I put the heart in, and I'm just going to leave those till the end. I might put even like 31 Oct, meaning, because that's Halloween, 31 October, in case you didn't know what Oct meant. And even in the little heart, I might just stitch another little motif. I'm not really sure. I'll just leave them. Oh, this is probably the worst project that I've ever done with not counting properly. So many things are in the wrong place. I know that this is right, so I'm going to work up and come back through here, because there's spacing issues all through here. I think this is I think the birds I started in the wrong place. I know the cat's one stitched too high. Like, it doesn't really matter with a Quaker, because you usually have excuse me, wiggle room around. However, I'm just gonna carry on up this way, because I know this along here is correct. Yeah, work up here, because of course you want it square. But honestly, I know, I think I don't know, I can't even blame the drink, right? Because I don't really... Oh, they're Friday nights. So my stepbrother, Blair, came down from Auckland just for the night, and he was going to visit Dad in hospital, but Dad got sprung, so he stayed the night. So we had he then visited his mum, my stepmum, on Saturday morning, and then a couple of his aunts before heading back to Auckland for a quick trip. It was really nice to see him. I haven't seen him for ages. And I cooked. Dad, we went down to the butcher and got some lovely fillet steak. And then I was like, oh God, what if I cook this up? Because I love, we all want it quite rare, so medium rare, edging towards rare. But it's like, $30 worth of steak, and you just don't want to overcook it, and you want to, anyway. It was perfect. It was really good. It was really good. Oh, how did I get onto that? Oh yeah, and then so because Blair was here, Dad was really good. He's on warfarin and stuff, and not allowed to drink a lot. I think I made him a gin. But Blair and I, between us, well, he drank way more, but I don't drink that much. But I probably had like 4 glasses of wine, a gin or two gins, and I was just toasted. Oh, I had to take some Panadol on Saturday. I felt really like seedy. He had beer, wine, gin, and some whiskey, and I don't even know how he did it. He's 2 years younger than me, but I think he just drinks a little bit more. But it was really nice. It was nice to sort of have this moment of kind of normal and just have socialising. Oh, and I had sent Dad to bed as well. Knowing Blair was going to get here about 6:30, I sent Dad to bed at 5:30 and said, go and have a little nap, because you're going to want to sit up and have a talk with Blair, and you'll be too tired. So he went and had a nap. He's a good boy. He's a little good boy. Did what I said. He doesn't usually listen, so anyway, but it was nice. So I can't blame, but I didn't stitch, so I can't blame the alcohol on stitching. Been off, I don't know, random. It's been long. I've been away from home for a month, 4 weeks now. I miss and haven't really socialised because I've been looking after my dad and working, and anyway. I then thought I'll pick up, carry on the Quaker thing. I'll pick up my Quaker Seasons of Friendship, which I feel like is upside down. It is. Quaker Seasons of Friendship, which for those who are new to the game, I'm doing a colour scheme based on stitch palettes, Red Blossom stitch palette, and I'm subbing the grey, which was probably 3799, right? Yeah, 3799 for Soot, and I ran out of that bloody colour. I'd just been to went to the shop in town in Whakatane that has cross stitch Dempsey, got a couple of greens and a couple of blues for Wish Toiti, come home, picked up this, and then I ran out of this colour, and they're only open, like I'm not there, so sometime this week I'll pick up some more. I know I didn't have much at home, so it'll, and it's, anyway. Stitching it on, 40 count fog linen from Country Stitch. If you like the charts from Dying to Stitch, they sell it, it's their design brand, so from Crown and Thistle, contact Dying to Stitch if you want a copy of the chart. I'm sure they'll provide that for you. Yeah, when did I start that? Oh, this year. I was going to say January. Yeah, this year. My birthday start. And unlike me, I've stopped mid-motif. That's just how I roll these days. And it's going to be hard to show because it's quite big. So I worked my way along that orange motif down here. I went that way. Yeah. So, and I ran out of red, so that's why that red one's not finished. And I'm loving it. Anyway, it is beautiful linen to stitch on, and it's sort of easy because it's light. So it's, it's very close to white. close enough anyway. So now we're running out of red, and I hate leaving an unfinished motif. It like does my head in. So I could say, oh, I don't know. If I bite it, it isn't. Okay, I need to get the colour. And then I thought, just yesterday I picked up my. I didn't do any stitching for. So most of that stitching I did week before last. And then with Dad being in the hospital and, spending because sometimes, he went to the doctor and they sent him in and then he's in for 5 days and we spent a whole day in emergency, and then he was going to get sent to Tauranga and I had to drop everything and rush in to take him some change of clothes and stuff, and then they went, oh, we're not going to send him to Tauranga. I'm like, I missed a governance meeting because of that, it's just really, really hard. Anyway, so I just come home, I just finished work or end the day just exhausted, and by the time I'd done all the chores and everything, I just was staring at the goggle box for an hour and then going to bed. So anyway, last week kind of sucked, but yesterday I pulled out my thistle, as it's like I just bought 2 Carolyn Manning designs, and I've got this, I need to finish it. Before I have to finish this before I start Sunrise and Sunset. I just won't let myself I've already let myself start a second Carolyn Manning design. It's the Fairy Square, the village, it takes a village one with mushrooms. But this, Sunrise and Sunset are shooting star quilt designs. So this is. Sorry, this has to finish. Oh my god, my voice. So, stitching this on 28 count Brittany 1/1. What did I say there? Aiming for a 6x6, so I can frame it myself. And I think when I do Sunrise and Sunset, they'll just be on 20 count, they'll be just under 12 inches, so I will be able to frame them myself in a 12-inch frame with just a little bit of the fabric showing, which is why I thought I'd do nice fabric, or I'll get a matte cut and not show the fabric. Either way, that was my, this would be more useful if I had a before and after, but I don't. I essentially just worked my way up here and I filled in. There's a whole lot of fill in. I think I've still got one little fill in here to do. So I probably put maybe 10 or 12 lengths of thread in, mostly through this area. So I guess I'm sort of working this way. So I try and pick a colour, like whatever colour this is, do here, wherever that is, and just sort of working that way, I guess. It is pretty and delicate. It's just, not as, it's easy because the pattern's repetitive, and you don't have to count because you can see it's a corner, so a corner is 4, 3, 2, 1, and these are 9 wide and these solid blocks are 9 by 9. Like, it's really easy to mindless, but it's just because it's so small, that's where it's not as relaxing as the Sunrise and Sunset will be on 20 count. That'll be both easy because you don't have to count and easy to see. So that I'll be winning, right? I'll be winning at life. That's it. That's my stitching. So I miss it. This is the whole thing, right? I think I've mentioned before. The irony is the thing that you need to help you relax and calm and reduce anxiety, when you most need it, is often when you can't do it, because I just haven't, my time is not mine at the moment. It's been stretched, and when I have gone to sit down, I'm tired and it's too hard and stuff. So hopefully Dad's turned the corner, and I really feel I'm sure he has, and he'll start to be able to do little bits of exercise and build up his strength, and if we just keep out of hospital, and because every time you go back into hospital it just goes backwards, and they say every day you spend in hospital adds to your recovery just because of the environment, and you're not able to do just because, right? I mean, and the reason you're in there is because you're not well. They're not keeping you in there for like. The thing that I'm most grateful for, I guess, given that for our public health system, I know it's not perfect. I know but he would be bankrupt. This would have bankrupted him. Like, he doesn't have a big fancy house. He has a modest house in a small town. It's not worth lots of money. He doesn't have wads of cash. He doesn't have insurance. So when you think about the fact that over the last 6 or 7 weeks, he's been in hospital for, I think he's been not in hospital. In the last 6 weeks, he's been home for about 12 days, and the rest of the time he's been in hospital. He's been in, he's had multiple ambulance trips. He's had major surgery. He's had post-op issues, district nurse, out emergency visits, drugs, paraphernalia. It's just like, in other countries it would be hundreds of thousands of dollars, and even privately here it would be probably $150,000. But he gets to leave without a bill, and to not have that worry is just amazing, because just so grateful. So take my taxes, New Zealand government, and and hopefully planned improvements and overhaul to the health system will go well. Anyway, that's pretty much me. I'm looking forward to spending a little bit more time stitching. Hopefully I might get some done today, and in the meantime, don't let your needles rust. Ciao.